generations and beyond. This is day 33 of our meditation. We are winding down. This is the last week. We'll end on Palm Sunday, which is this coming Sunday. And I just pray you have enjoyed what we have done so far. Remember, if you have any questions, leave it in the comment section or text or email me. I'll get back to you. So let's begin. I started yesterday with a black bean recipe, which happens to be one of my son's favorites. And I love that. And so I'm going to take directly out of that pot some of the black beans that we made to show you what they look like. And we are going to make, now, this is what they look like. No meat, chunks of ginger, and chunks of green pepper. Remember the onions, the fried onions that we put in? They're dissolved, and so they're actually in the gravy part of the beans. Absolutely delicious. And so today, as promised, we're going to make black bean dip. Black bean dip is one of my favorites. You know that beans are packed with protein. That's your protein for your meat substitution. And so we're going to begin. This is just a regular old food processor, nothing special. With this blade in it. Can you see that blade? Yes, just that regular blade. That's the blade that you're going to use. This is shredded cheese. Again, you know I said I'm sticking with dairy now. But this is shredded pepper jack cheese. You can use whatever cheese you want to. And of course, my sour cream. That's all you need for black bean dip. And so what we want to do first, however, is put the beans in. Crush them. Not dry, just a little bit of the gravy that the beans make. And we're going to pulse. See what it looks like first. Good job. Let's see what it looks like. Yep, that's just what I want. Actually, might not have enough things, so we're going to get some more. I don't want them to liquefy. I want enough to make it on the thick side. Almost like a paste. Let's see. Yes. This is what I want. Now, as you can see, I've probably pulsed it about 10 times. But again, this is what it should look like. Just a kind of a thick paste. Now I'm going to add my cheese. Now you can also, if you don't want to do pepper jack, you can do mozzarella. You can do a combination. You can put in any kind of cheese you want. I wouldn't suggest cheddar. This is about 2 real measured teaspoons, actually 3 tablespoons of sour cream. And again, I may have to keep adding beans because I want a certain consistency. I don't want it too wet. I don't want it too loose. I want it to be like a thick paste. So yeah. And again, I'm going to add a little more beans. Now, if you're wondering how many beans I have in that pot, I got enough beans in that pot to feed Rev John and myself for at least 3 or 4 days. I wouldn't suggest eating beans 3 or 4 days in a row, and you know why. That's perfect. That is perfect. That's exactly what I want. And so I'm going to put this in this bowl so you can see. Now, the only thing I'm concerned about is salt and pepper. Trying to get away from using so much, but I hope the seasonings that we used will be enough. And so this is the taste test. If you can see, this is what it looks like. Okay. Perfect. Now, I could add a little bit more salt, but I'm not going to. There are no salt on these chips, but if there were, it would be perfect. Bon appetit. Happy protein. I forgot to tell you one thing. Because of the cheese and the sour cream in this, if you don't eat it all, you want to refrigerate it. Don't want you getting sick. You want to refrigerate it, and then when you go to eat it, you want to heat it up, maybe 30 seconds, just enough to loosen it up a little bit. Refrigerate it if you don't eat it all in one setting, and then when you go to eat it, it's very good, just a little warm. Okay? All right, now let's go. And so on this new day, we begin our meditation. Our backs are straight. We are either sitting upright in a chair or laying on a surface. Most important thing is your back is straight and you are comfortable. We begin by taking a deep breath in through the nose with our eyes open, out through the mouth. Deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. Deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. Gently closing our eyes. We turn our attention to the breath, the normal rhythm of our breathing. Chest rising and falling, stomach rising and falling, lungs expanding and contracting. We feel the weight of our bodies on whatever surface we're in. We're aware of where we are, so we are not startled by regular house noises. And when our mind wanders, we just turn our attention gently back to the breath. We feel the warmth of God's light, which is His love, on us, in us, and through us. We are comforted by that light that never leaves us, just like the breath. And so we make our way to the Holy of Holies. Before we enter in, we take a cup of the incense, pour it onto the altar, and we just take a moment and watch the smoke just rise lazily up to God. We do this to prepare our hearts to go into the Holy of Holies. Whatever issues, concerns, anxieties, feelings, disturbances in our spirits is translated into our hearts, and the heart then speaks to God. We now enter into the most holy place of the tabernacle, the Holy of Holies. We remember the mercy seat where we put all of our embarrassments, things that cause us to grimace. We look at the law, the tablets, which have been replaced by grace. We look at the bowl that contains the showbread, the piece of manna. We remember God's provision. Finally, we come to Aaron's budding rod. Aaron's rod represents miracles. Aaron's rod, cut from the tree at certain times of the year, would sprout miraculously, being separated from the vine, from the branch, from the root, from the tree. But his staff would bud at certain times of the year miraculously. We need miracles to bolster our faith every now and then. God will do something to bolster your faith that could not be obtained by ordinary means. That's what makes it a miracle. And so, would you spend some time in light of Aaron's rod that budded and give to God, speak to God the miracles that you need? The stuff we're afraid to ask Him, the things we want to ask Him that appear to be selfish or self centered, or to cover mistakes we continue to make, or to provide for us in unnatural means, to do something for us that we need that will bolster our faith. This is you and God and nobody else. So ask Him what you will. It is okay because you made it into the Holy of Holies. You wouldn't have gotten here if you weren't eligible. Remember, you're a high priest. You are in your priestly garb before Him. So ask Him. Ask Him what you will. Just know that if what you ask violates His word, it will not come to pass. You must ask according to His will. And that's what we mean when we close our prayers in the name of Jesus. That means according to the will of God. But you are allowed to ask. And so ask, High Priest, ask. And when the miracle comes to pass, just remember to give Him praise. So spend time asking for what you want. You can spend the rest of your life coming to this place and asking God for what you want. He has given you full access to this holy place. He has shown you Aaron's budding rod, and so it can be done. We turn our attention to our breath. We breathe in deeply through the nose. We breathe out through the mouth. We breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Opening our eyes, grateful that we have access to the Holy of Holies and Aaron's budding rod. Grace and peace.